I think I've been muted. Hello, everyone. We're back with some more Star Trek. We're watching, what might be the worst episode. The worst episode, Shades of Grey. But we're gonna get through it. We have a few good episodes before that. Good episodes before that. Yeah, let me put the jazz back on. There we go. In particular, Peak Performance is one of my favorite episodes. It's gonna be really good. Yeah, Shades of Grey is the clip show. James, I don't know why your message was deleted by the Google moderator team. I saw it while it was still up, but I don't know why they were... I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. It just looked like a normal message. But yeah, Shades of Grey is the one that's awful. That's just a clip show. But the first episode, Manhunt, we have an intake for that. So let's put that on.
So like my mother to do the unexpected.
Oh, it will be pleasant to have her as a guest of the Enterprise again.
Engage. No, don't engage. Energize. That's what we say in this room.
So yeah, watch out for that. What we've seen, of course, what actually happens in the episode. One assumes what actually happens in the episode is that he does not say engage. Manhunt is weird. Manhunt's a weird episode. I mean, it's fine, but it's... I don't know. There's a lot of sexual harassment in it, especially of the captain. Waxana Troy really needs to learn how to chill out. The way the Discord, if anyone would like to join the Discord, there's a link in the description. It's open to anyone. You just click on it, click on the channel, and you're in. It should be good, yeah. Shades of Grey, I'm probably gonna have something else on screen while Shades of Grey is playing, just so it's not just that one terrible episode that nobody likes.
You called?
I did call. Hello. Just adjusting more volumes. There we go.
Testing.
Or I don't want to skip it. I decided I don't want to skip it just because I don't really like the precedent it sets. I don't want to be skipping things in general. I don't want to say, well, this episode is really bad, so let's skip this one too. Just go through it all, just get it done, and we can make fun of just how bad Shades of Grey is. That should be fun.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Volume sounds good. At least to me. Oh, press play in 3, 2, 1, play. Alright, we're in it. Oh yeah, the first appearance of Gowron. Leader of the High Council of the Klingon Empire, though he is, of course, not a Klingon here. Only one Klingon in this episode.
The planet is called Pacifica?
Yes, I think so. The
Yeah.
Pacifica Conference. So this episode was, before we started the watch-along series properly, we did a quick test run just to make sure it didn't get shut down for copyright or something. And this was the episode we watched. Because we did it around the same time that we made the intake. So this was the test episode. There's a lot of space racism here. Yeah, Picard can pull the dress off. Pretty decent in a dress. Yep, there it is, the Pacifica Conference. Guess one of them is Mick Fleetwood, Fleetwood Mac. I'm not sure which of those is the band and which is the person, but one of them. It's fish in that container. The fish people eat fish. That's interesting. Dr. Pulaski here doesn't say stasis, she says stasis. Just like she says data instead of data that one time. She's very consistent.
Good jokes from Worf here.
What do you mean jokes? They're so handsome.
Pucker up.
Yeah, what's that supposed to mean, Wesley? What are you saying they look strange? I don't understand the range of Troy's telepathic powers. I don't understand. How far away is the shuttle? Why can't she sense people on planets? Why can't she sense people light years away? How does this work?
Hey, Michael.
Now, in general, I'm going to talk about Discovery for a bit. In general, I do like Discovery. I like the show. There are a couple things that bother me, though. One of them is Michael's ability to, mind meld with Sarek from, light years away. However, that's not without precedent, because apparently Loxana Troy here can do basically the same thing. Not a mind meld specifically, but telepathy over light years. And I always say I don't like the magical aspects of Star Trek. I don't like the telepathy.
Hey,
It
D-Blow.
doesn't make sense.
Welcome. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Perfect. Season 2 finale watch along. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, we're good. We haven't really gotten into anything yet.
Guys.
Yeah, Tin Man is weird too. I mean, at least in Tin Man, it's telepathy over light years, but it's specifically a guy who, he's unique in how powerful his telepathic abilities are supposed to be. It's not just something anyone can do. And even then, it's not really him doing it. It's the giant space creature doing it. He's just able to hear it. Yeah, we're doing Betazoid Menopause episode. That's this one. And we get Riker and Deanna's explanation of Betazoid Menopause. That should be fun.
Can you guys hear?
Manhunt.
She didn't want to frighten him.
What season is this in?
Season 2. Season 2, episode 19.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, can hear you.
Okay.
Huh. Is it not on Netflix? Season 2, 19 on Netflix is Heart of Glory.
Heart of
The
Glory.
numbering is different.
Yeah, just look for Manhunt. It's somewhere in season 2. Wasn't Heart of Glory?
Because they count.
No, I need to look something up. Go ahead.
They count the two partners as 2 different episodes on Netflix.
Yeah, I
Glory
noticed they did that
first
with the,
season.
with the other one.
Yeah, that's what I was. You're looking at season 1. Heart of Glory is season 1, episode 20. Or 19 if they count a two-parter as one episode. Or in
Fabulous
season
outfit.
2.
What am I? Oh, okay, there it is. I am blind. Sorry.
Alright, so people in the YouTube chat, how is the Discord audio volume comparison? Are some of us louder than each other? I can't
I love
really
her
tell.
outfit.
It's so shiny.
I love the fish people.
Yes, do I sound like at a normal talking volume?
Yeah, you sound normal to
sound
me,
fine.
but I can't tell really how loud Discord people are compared to me. Okay, if I can lower my own volume to match Discord a bit if it's a little louder. That should match more closely now, if Discord was a little bit quieter before.
Mr. Hom is a freak.
Oh yeah, he's so weird in this episode. That's right. Mr. Holmes,
It's the same.
he's kind of always weird, but he's extra weird here. Apparently he's an alcoholic, as we'll learn. Go ahead.
It's the same guy who plays the Traveler, right?
Oh no.
Mm-mm.
Sorry.
He does look similar, though.
I like how both the Betazoid and Ferengi, they have these like chauffeur people around. Like the Nagus has what's his face? Mayhardu.
Yeah, are they slaves? Are they indentured servants? They all have one.
I think I read somewhere that when it comes to the Nagus and Mayhardu, that it's just another species within the Ferengi Empire, and they're kind of the working class, and they just kind of incorporate it that way.
Yeah, they're the same species that not the same species. I guess it's the same planet they come from. With the beetle snuff comes from their planet as well.
Hyperion.
Hyperion, yeah.
I'm just wondering if Mr. Home is part of a slave race to the Betazoids. That would probably disqualify them from Federation membership. So presumably they're not. Okay, but that's also a very problematic statement from Loxon here. That men are property. I don't think you can say that. Yeah, no, I don't think the Federation's cool with that. I mean, to be fair, Wesley, Captain Picard has some nice legs. I assume.
Well, he did run that marathon or whatever. Academy marathon.
And Riker
Oh,
here
boy.
is trying to show off his own legs, but nobody's even noticing. Just has it elevated so everyone can see. No one cares.
Also, the forced Data laugh, which thankfully kind of falls off after this season.
Yeah.
Twice is too much.
Aren't one of these like some musician or something?
Yeah, Mick Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, that's what
It might be
is.
that one.
It is.
Yeah, the story around them is Mick Fleetwood had exactly one line to say in this episode, and he couldn't remember it. They had to hold up cue cards for his, not just one line, one word he has to say, and he couldn't remember it.
Wasn't it just food?
Yeah, it's just food. That's all he has to say, and he couldn't. They had to make cue cards for the man for one word. Just a terrible actor. I don't know anything about Flick Meatwood. Does he have like a drug-addled mind or something?
You just called him Flick Meatwood.
Flick Meatwood? Yeah, that sounds right. Is there something wrong with Ryan? Does he have a drug-addled mind or something?
You know, I don't know. They were an incredibly popular band, so I guarantee they experimented with drugs at some point, but maybe it was just the pressure. You never know.
That's
So
a
were the
nice picture.
So were the TNG writers.
Maybe he was having some like heat stroke underneath all that makeup and prosthetics. He couldn't think straight.
Entirely possible. This episode always seemed like it meandered a whole bunch. Like the only theme is that Loaxana's horny, and the rest of it is just
Yeah, nothing
around that.
Nothing substantial really happens here. They're just killing like 45 minutes to fill in the season.
Everyone's growing, character-wise.
We do get more Picard geeking out over the holodeck, though. That'll be fun. Yeah, Mr. Home has some problems.
So
He doesn't seem to be
he's
affected
just
by
going to
it.
be
Yeah.
drunk the rest of the episode then?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he's an alcoholic here.
Are we sure his species can't just metabolize alcohol and it's not a problem?
I think he acts drunk later. I'm not entirely sure, though.
Why does he drink the whole bottle though? That's what I don't get.
He's a big fella.
One of his eyes are drooping.
Oh, he's happy now.
Yeah, Picard, maybe you should just leave. This is clearly a bad situation to be in. Just leave. Go to the bridge. Leave Patrick
He's doing
alone.
his best Teller impression from Penn and Teller.
Right, unfortunately they're using wine glasses. I was hoping to see more Target brand cups. Maybe we'll see them later. Also, that table, that looks kind of uncomfortable to sit around. You have to position your legs in a very specific way. That was jutting out. Like reaches all the way to your chair.
True.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. What is it like for Patrick Stewart having the boss's wife, Gene Roddenberry's wife, draping all over him, just flirting with Patrick Stewart constantly? And apparently,
So Marina
Gene's into it.
Sirtis did talk about this in an interview, like having the boss's wife on set, and they were really nervous about it at first, but she was apparently so much fun to work with that it just didn't matter.
Okay. It's really weird that her telepathy is just wrong at this point.
So they
Everything
explain that later.
she senses is just. No, Loxana, leave him alone. Also, that's a weird fork. I don't know if I want that kind of. Those don't look like tines of a regular fork. Those look like needles. You have to be very careful when you're eating off that. You're gonna stab yourself.
I think that's the same fork prop that they use later on when Guinan stabs Q.
They should really get rid of. They should replace all those forks. Those things are dangerous. There is no need for that much sharpness. Those are way too pointy. A tactical use of commander data. And because Data doesn't have to eat, he can just keep talking constantly. They don't get a single break from him.
He hasn't even run into Commander, what's his name? Commander
Hutchinson.
Hutchinson, yeah.
I would agree with Patrick on that point. Sorry, Picard. Now I'm thinking of him as Patrick Stewart. His anecdotes are the stuff of legend, it's true. Some good anecdotes.
Data is like Wikipedia on auto text.
Just text to speech the entire website.
Yep.
He's having a great time. Data's clearly feeling emotions here, and it's the emotion of joy. Someone finally wants his exposition.
I think Data's trolling them. I think he's acting. He's acting like he's
Spellbinding. Yeah, he's definitely trolling.
That would be in line with Brent Spiner, at least. He does love that.
No, like he knows that they're annoyed by everything he's saying, and he's just continuing.
Also, did Did Gene Roddenberry write this specifically? This seems like a Gene Roddenberry type thing.
Yeah, that's probably why he got kicked off the show.
Well, he didn't get kicked off. The dude died.
Yeah, but I was just reading though. Obviously, the details are sketchy. They kind of marginalized his role on TNG before he died.
Yeah, I think I read he stopped being a significant influence in season 3, which incidentally is when the show got way better.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, I think I was reading in this, what was it, magazine about the motion picture. He's the person who simultaneously helped Trek of all time and also simultaneously ruined Trek of all time. But I love the guy.
As long as he's the big ideas guy. Let everyone else handle the details of the episodes. He can be the ideas man. Then it works out great. God, that chime has got to be super annoying. How'd you ever do that? Does every Betazoid household have to do that? Or is it just her because she's like obsessed with her position and formality?
I mean, if we're talking about how Star Trek treats alien planets, then everybody on Beta Z does that.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Everyone's the same. And another 2 glasses down for Mr. Home.
I must be a little bit ahead of you.
I'm currently at 1839, 1840, 41.
Okay. Yeah, I'm about 20 seconds ahead.
Oh, it's quite a bit. No, just leave the captain alone. Why does Captain Picard have to go along with this? Just, why can't Captain Picard just tell her to stop? I mean, she wouldn't stop even if he did tell her. Maybe he knows that, but he could try. You know, I think the diplomatic incident might be worth it. No, he should definitely tell her off. Wait, so for Troy, shouldn't that be happening in like 20 years? 25? That seems like a sort of odd thing to warn someone about right when you start dating them.
Yeah.
It was probably just one of those funny stories that they tell about each other.
Maybe.
Like not actually intending to be like, hey, you know, we're actually getting married, so in however many years, 30 years at that point probably, that's going to be a problem.
Riker's amused, though. Riker's always amused whenever Captain Picard is uncomfortable. Like Captain Picard Day, when he holds up that little puppet and does a Patrick Stewart impression.
Or when
Riker
he sends him to Ryza. Or when he sends him to Ryza with a Horgon. Yeah.
It's like, hey, can you pick one of these up for me? No. Riker, as the kids say, Riker has no chill.
Yep.
$1941. Okay.
So it's so weird to me that he's got to be like, go to San Francisco in 1941 and then load up this Dixon Hill thing, which is probably going to take place in 1941 San Francisco.
Yeah, you would think the details are in the specific program, but
I mean, maybe we're just not giving the holodeck enough credit. Maybe it could do like Cyberpunk Dixon Hill or something, you know.
Awesome.
I mean, it created a sentient being. It can probably do anything you ask it.
Gothic fiction, Dixon Hill.
Give me a Dixon Hill novel in the style of H.P. Lovecraft. Thank you, computer. Oh, don't worry, Faint Signal. They're going to be trapping Lox on a holodeck simulation. Not exactly like Moriarty, but they're definitely going to be doing that. It's a great solution to get her to back off. Wow, Dixon Hill is a terrible boss. He hasn't paid his one employee in a month? Why does she still work there? What was the job market like in 1941? Does she have nowhere else to go?
It was probably awesome, I would imagine, because
it was probably pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe she
this is
just
around
doesn't
the
want to
same
get
time.
into manufacturing.
Maybe. But yeah, this is around the same time that things like Rosie the Riveter became popular and everything.
Yeah.
So it seems to me like there would not be too much of a limitation on job offers for her.
No, she's sticking around with this guy.
Really likes Dixon.
I mean, I think we find out in is it First Contact that she does actually really like Mr. Hill here. She gets very jealous when he shows up with the Lily in the holodeck.
Oh yeah.
And shoots those Swedish guys. Oh, you need some new shoes, Captain. There's a big hole in that one. Yes, it does take precedence over you, Loxana.
Still drinking.
Okay, well, he still has 2 more full cups in front of him. I assume those are going away throughout. Okay, he still has 1 more full cup in front of him. I assume that one's going away by the end of the scene. Maybe Dixon Hill just pays really well normally. So the month of lost income is worth it. Because it'll be made up for. Probably not, though. Wow, from this guy's perspective, Dixon Hill is just an awful person. Just mocking this dead woman he found in a river. And as we're about to learn, the computer's actually not that creative.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced it can create a cyberpunk Dixon Hill.
At least not in season 2.
Yeah.
Not like in season 7 where it becomes sentient for an episode.
I hate that episode.
Why do you hate that episode? It's one of those.
So dumb.
Exactly. That's what makes it great. It's really dumb, but not in an uncomfortable way. It's dumb in a just laugh at it way.
I usually don't watch it.
All right. That looks like Gowron to me.
It's not.
Oh yeah, that's Gowron.
Oh yeah, that is Gowron.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
As soon as he said a single line. Gowron.
There's ambience, all right.
It does sound like him, yeah.
It's him.
Oh yeah, there it is.
It's the eyes.
The eyes, yeah.
There he is.
Oh,
Yeah, Gowron. Does he blink here? He never blinks once as Gowron. Does he blink here? I doubt it, honestly. I'm just watching him. No, no blinking.
He's got those crazy eyes.
He can't blink once Picard freezes the program.
Exactly.
No, but he has those bug eyes that seem like they're gonna pop out of his head.
Did he say anything weird? Like, did he sound like a Klingon? Or?
He has that gruff voice.
It's just a recognizable voice, yeah. And I don't know about you guys, but generally, whenever someone shows up on the show, I'll usually recognize them when they say something, not when I see them. I recognize the voice a lot better than the face.
Especially when they play like 5 different aliens, like Vaughn.
Unfortunately, I do not recognize the voice of Mick.
Sorry, after the episode, we got to look at what his lines were. Maybe they might be like a hint at something.
Gowron's lines?
Yeah. Even though he's playing a human.
Well, we've got plenty of downtime on this episode, so I can go ahead and look up a transcript right now. TNG, Manhunt, transcript.
Wesley Crusher, racist confirmed.
Apparently, Gowron's character is named Slade Bender.
No, that's the other guy. He actually introduced himself as that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Gowron's character is unnamed on screen, but I think they just call him Scarface because he's got a scar on the side of his face.
Leave the kid alone. He says, is that supposed to be funny? Because if it is, you gotta know I ain't in the mood for funny. Came here on serious business.
Oh, God. That's ableist.
What was? What awful thing did she say?
No, Mr. Hom gesturing, covering his eyes.
Yeah. Luoxana and Worf some redundant biology. I don't know how she would feel about that. And Dixon Hill is just the world's worst detective. He doesn't even know what's going on in his own life.
Should have just stayed in his office and smoked a cigar if he wanted to relax.
Or just create Ryza on the holodeck. That's what I would do.
A firearm. How quaint. Does he even know how to use that thing? I guess he spends a lot of time in Dixon Hill, so probably. He knows how to use a Tommy gun. Oh, there's Loxana's man. The equivalent of Moriarty here.
I was thinking the male equivalent of Minuet.
Or that, yeah. His only purpose is to keep someone distracted in the holodeck. Picard, this is 1941. What are you telling all these people for?
Oh, he's talking about the moon launch in 20 years.
No, but in other words, Pearl Harbor hasn't happened yet, so she can't be Rosie the Riveter yet.
They were still aiding the war efforts in Europe at this point.
Yeah, it's like cash and carry.
And we made so much money off that war. It was so profitable. The Ferengi would be proud. And we're still big on weapons manufacturing.
And weapon sales.
Yep. Yeah, we should have bought the Ferengi weapons in Roswell. That would have made things so much easier. Conquer the entire world with torpedoes.
Like, plays the part.
Yeah, they probably sell us quantum torpedoes and then we blow ourselves up, and then they just come right in and conquer us.
Yeah, just giving us like a few kilograms of antimatter, torpedo or not, probably not going to end well. Probably just going to detonate half the country.
I wonder what the computing power in one quantum torpedo is like.
Well, it probably doesn't need to be too high.
Well, he still has to. I mean, I guess there's some kind of tracking system in them also, I would think.
Yeah, it's a guidance system and variable yield.
Oh.
That's all I can think of. Also, that dress looks extremely uncomfortable to wear, especially those, like, that flower sash just... It seems like it would be scratchy against your skin. No. Loxana, leave him alone. And we will be continuing this trend, though somewhat in reverse, in the Season 7 episode Sub Rosa. It's always good to get with your relative's ex.
Disgusting.
Not according to Star Trek. Loxana and Riker, Beverly and Ronan. It's a whole thing. Loxana, just leave it. And I'm pretty sure Riker has to agree to this. I don't think he's going to show up. He's not going to go through with a marriage to avoid a diplomatic incident. That poor man.
Someone get this horny woman off the bridge.
Confine her to her quarters. I mean, he didn't get Deanna Troy, so I guess her mom is the next best thing for him? Maybe. No. Why is Data so into it, though?
Data wants to cosplay.
Yeah, but Sailor Moon hasn't been invented yet. Wait, yes, it has.
Data and Picard are the characters, based on the later series, who I would least expect to be obsessed with, like, basically video games. Basically VR video games. But no, they just completely geek out about it. They love it.
Yeah, I really imagine LaForge wanting to be like a holodeck cosplaying. What's the word I'm looking for? Renaissance fair type stuff.
Maybe Data and Picard can go and have adventures with Barclay on the holodeck. Get the 3 most excited characters for it.
D&D is what I was thinking of. LaForge playing D&D on the holodeck.
Oh, that would be great. Because one of the hardest parts of D&D is giving really good descriptions of the environment and the things you're seeing. Don't have to worry about that in the holodeck. It's just there.
Yep. Be awesome.
I haven't played D&D for a while, though. Especially with the plague. Can't really meet up in groups for hours at a time.
I have a group I play with maybe twice a month.
Okay.
Still.
Maybe I should start a Ryan's Edits YouTube channel D&D game. Maybe we can just play D&D on stream.
I would be down for that.
Maybe have it as a sort of like an Adventurous League style thing where people can just drop in, drop out whenever. And we just pretend they were with the party the whole time. Don't worry about the details of how they got there. They're just there.
Mabel Barrett talking to herself for a little bit there.
Yeah.
I love how dirty she calls this bar.
Who's
That's the broad with the big bucks.
Who's the voice of the computer in Discovery? It's not Loxana, or it's not Majel Barrett.
Well, no, she's been dead for years.
I know, but they did record all of the phonetic sounds she could make, so they could reconstruct it. They just didn't, or they lost that. I haven't heard about anything. I haven't heard anything about that recording for years, so I don't know if they still even have it.
Julianne Grossman is the voice of the computer in Discovery.
Okay.
I know Major Kira did the computer voices in DS9.
No, she didn't.
You lied to me.
Judy
Oops,
Durand
please.
is the name of the actress who did the Cardassian computer voices.
All right, let's see what else Judy Durand does. Nothing really. She was the space dock controller in The Search for Spock.
I'm pretty sure Kira did some of the voices for the station on DS9 for the computer. Where did I get that from?
That sounds kind of familiar, but I might be thinking of that time B'Elanna voiced a ship's computer.
B'Elanna voiced the automated space station in Enterprise.
Right. Also the what's it called? Dreadnought?
Oh, yeah.
The big missile thing? That was a pretty decent episode. I liked it. It's always good to have people arguing with computers in Star Trek, trying to outlogic them. Yep, Loxana Troy is now trapped in the holodeck. And here he goes. He's saying, so just imagine there's some guy just off screen holding up a big white card with the word food on it. Or there's multiple people standing all around him off screen, and that's why his head is sort of flailing about. He's just reading all the cue cards that say food.
Yeah, and now visitors' only voice credits are either as Kira in like video games or other things, and she also voiced Kira in a audio novel. I think the audio novel of the DS9 premiere.
Oh, my mistake then.
Well, that was fast. I mean, I guess holodecks are kind of programmed for characters to just go along with whatever you say, but man, Rex really jumped into this relationship. He's just expecting to get rich.
She's a rich broad. What do you say?
A little bit of hologram racism here.
Yeah, that's quite a lingering shot of them in orbit.
It's been a long day on the Enterprise.
Well, at least she's pretty relaxed about the whole situation. Not at all concerned about the assassins. I don't know if Loxon is actually rich. I mean, she dresses all fancy, but she's also part of the Federation where money's... Well, it's unclear whether money exists.
She's just now telling us that?
Can we get the bomb squad in here first, please?
Yeah, I was thinking, like, maybe they're just going to blow up the Enterprise. Maybe you should be more concerned about this.
Maybe her telepathic powers weren't working this whole time.
Because they were in hibernation.
No, they said during this period in her life that basically the Betazoid menopause, that their telepathy is completely disabled, essentially.
But why? Why would that be the case, Gene Roddenberry? Why would Betazoids happen? Why?
Oh, it's
That's a...
Oh, that was
They're
a
having a
long
moment.
transport.
Yeah, that was like 3 times longer than normal. There's some kind of interference down on Pacifica, apparently. Right, so the next episode, Emissary, I think this is the one where Worf creates a child.
Yes.
We're gonna get Alexander. Not actually showing up this episode, but the origin of Alexander. We have to get this done early on, so in a few seasons he can start saying the higher the fewer.
Are you on Wi-Fi?
No. No Wi-Fi.
Okay. Because sometimes it seemed like, you were an Antedian or something. You were just sounding a little bit like garbled. But that's fine. I mean, I could make out everything you said just for the quality of the stream. Please continue.
That might have been the voice or not voice suppressor, the noise suppressor messing up a little bit.
I think that's only on his end. You sounded perfect to me the whole time.
All right, press play in 3, 2, 1, play. The Emissary, by the way. I should probably update the title. The Emissary. Is that not what he said? Obviously we haven't resolved this game yet, but I don't think Worf ever wins a game of poker.
I don't think so either.
He's just awful at it. Klingons do not bluff, I guess. Let's see, how many times do they play poker throughout the series? There's the bit where there's one before this where Data learns how to play. There's this. There's cause and effect where they play a whole bunch of times, but just count that as one because it's the same game. There's all good things, so that's 4.
There's the time Data's playing with Sir Isaac Newton and Einstein.
Right?
Oh, but you mean the crew though, not the.
Just poker in general can work. That's fine.
There's that holodeck episode, where like the bricks fall down and Deanna's playing with. Deanna wants to play. She asks, "Can you deal me in?" When the holodeck becomes self-aware.
Okay. There's Data playing with Gul Dukat in San Francisco.
Marco, oh, yeah.
There's the Lower Decks episode.
Wait, Data plays with Gul Dukat?
Yeah, the French dude in the episode with Mark Twain
Oh, yeah,
is
yeah.
played by Mark Alimo.
That's right, yeah.
They play poker a lot. That was, I think we got up to 8. And there might be more. Oh, and there's that part where Beverly, Riker, and Geordi are playing. And they make a bet where either they'll shave their beards or she'll dye her hair. So that's 9. This is some very dramatic music. We don't know what's happening yet. Presumably something dramatic. I don't remember the poker in the Time Riker episode, but that might have happened. Actually, no, it did. No, that didn't it? Because that was one of the things that made Riker very upset with other Riker. He was feeling inadequate, one of them. Oh, there was something else. It was just on the tip of my tongue. I had another instance I forgot. Yes, that was it. Shelby. Shelby and Riker in Best of Both Worlds.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I think that's also the only time Wesley is in a poker game is in Best of Both Worlds.
I'm just trying to remind myself what happens in this episode. There's Ambassador Kalar, and there's the Klingon ship, and we get Skeletor, and that's about it.
So the whole mission, unless you don't want me to spoil it, I can stop.
Oh no, you can totally spoil everything here.
Okay. The whole mission is that Kalar comes on the Enterprise because there is a Klingon sleeper ship behind enemy lines that is going to wake up from 150 years ago, and there are several basically defenseless Federation colonies within range, and they're intercepting it to stop it from attacking them.
Which I just want to point out that having a ship go into stasis, as Pulaski would say, for 150 years is a terrible war strategy.
Yes, it is.
There's no point to that. Oh, and if anyone else in the YouTube chat would like to join the Discord, there's a link in the description. It's open to anyone. You just click in and you're in.
The ensign right there, I forget, plays something now.
The pilot?
Yeah.
She does look familiar.
I can't remember what she plays, but...
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't looking. I didn't see who it was.
It's some lady with brown hair who's wearing red. Is that specific enough? Because that's all I got.
I mean, that's 50% of the people who sit in that chair after Geordi does.
Yeah.
Lady in red.
Oh, her.
There she is.
She's the only time I ever remember seeing her in anything else is when she plays one of the girlfriends in Seinfeld.
I'm guessing she is Ensign Clancy, based on the IMDb page. See, I'm just looking for more Star Trek. She also shows up in Elementary Dear Data as the same character. But that's the only other Star Trek appearance of hers. In CSI, she's in an episode of Monk.
Do I know her from? What's her name?
Anne Ramsey. Anne Ramsey.
Lady in red.
There's never starships available. Does a Class 8 probe even have a warp drive?
Not if it's only 2 meters long.
So it's like a 2-second travel time away at warp from the station. $6.1 they say.
And they just
If you
said
insist.
it's designed to travel at warp 9.1.
Okay.
Well, apparently I was making up that she was in Seinfeld because it's not in her IMDb credits.
Yeah, I don't see how a 2-meter long probe that's almost entirely hollow could possibly travel at warp, but apparently it can. Apparently it's fine.
She looks like someone George Costanza would date.
Maybe it was placed into warp.
It just has
From a-
warp
from a ship.
sustainers.
Yeah.
Well, there's no inertia at space, so you just throw it at warp speed, it keeps going.
Well, warp specifically is a bit different. 'Cause it's not...
It's not just traveling fast.
Yeah, it has to break physics somehow in order to
It's
be
in
able to go faster
subspace.
than light.
It's not in space, so yeah.
something bending to space around it. So it has physically less distance to travel.
I don't think warp drive is supposed to be subspace. I think it is essentially the concept that everybody, like the scientific theory around it actually is, where it compresses the space in front of you and expands it behind you.
It does apparently uses some space somehow, though, because that's the entire problem with the Omega molecules. It destroys subspace.
The ship has to enter subspace in order for the warping to happen.
I don't think it enters subspace. I don't think that's right, because like there's a whole thing in Voyager where there are subspace tunnels, and that is literally entering subspace.
But then why does destroying subspace prevent going to warp?
Right.
I don't know if it has to enter it to do it. Maybe it uses subspace somehow, but I don't think they're entering subspace.
I think warp is one of those things where you have to say, it works very well, thank you, don't worry about it.
You know, I have my TNG technical manual in a bookshelf downstairs.
You gotta read your technical manual again. Friend.
No, now he has to.
I'm also like 90% sure that's just a torpedo prop.
Probably.
With a bit glued on the top.
Yeah, probes are torpedoes. There's not much difference.
There's clearly nothing in it. How's it doing
Star
anything?
Trek.
Go ahead.
Double it as coffins.
I mean, we always say Kalar, don't we? But apparently it's Kehlar. Or you can just keep saying Kalar because it's easier. This woman also plays the female Q from Voyager. And at least one other thing I don't remember.
Andorian officer in Enterprise.
Oh, right. She's the evil one, isn't she? The one that betrays Shran and tries to murder Sival.
Yep. I think she has another role, too, but I'm not remembering.
Oh, Dr. Solar. That's right.
Yes, that's what it is.
She declared Dr. Ira Graves dead. So they definitely know each other. But from where? Not from a previous episode.
Well, considering that one of her parents is human, they probably met at some point on Earth. Because, like, human Klingon relations were apparently rare before the Next Generation era in this kind of context. So, like, maybe the two of them would have encountered each other because they are exceptional.
Or just all Klingons know each other.
Yeah.
Then they
Space
both
racism.
Know, then they both know Belana Torres, right?
Possibly, although she's a good bit younger.
Oh, you're from Canada? I have a friend in Toronto. Do you know each other? No. Or, yeah, your explanation makes a little more sense. Were the Klingons really expecting the war to go on for another 150 years? And even if they did, I mean, the ship would be so outdated by that point. What's the point? The colonies are defenseless right now, but the Klingons have no reason to believe they would be defenseless 150 years from now. Or from then, rather. So these Klingons were sent out during Takuvma's war?
Presumably. I may have exaggerated that 150 years number. I wasn't listening when she was talking about it.
It's 100-ish, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
No spoiling Discovery Season 3. That's the only thing I'm going to say we can't spoil. You can spoil anything else.
So they're hibernating, I guess, because they're traveling a long distance. Some kind of sneak attack, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's the implication. Like, it's just like we put a ship behind enemy lines, and then it activates at some point.
And nobody ever noticed the Klingon battleship in Federation space.
I mean, that is the most plausible part of this episode, if you think about it. Space is huge.
I guess. And since Starfleet only has one ship in each sector, it really helps out.
There's that too.
But then,
I like how Picard gives him a chance to back out as opposed to just slapping him down.
it's like, oh, Kalar, I don't think that outfit works for you. No, that looks like something a Romulan would wear. She what?
She changes.
Yeah, but she changes into something that's also ugly.
It does look kind of Romulan.
Yeah. Like, from the
All she
23rd
needs is the
century
shoulder
Romulan.
pads.
The guy who played Sarek in TOS, being the original Romulan. I mean, having said that,
Right.
the Klingons and Romulans had a lot in common culturally. Like, the Klingons got their cloaking device from the Romulans.
Now I'm just scrolling through the episode, looking at all of Kalar's different outfits. It's like Kalar has a terrible fashion sense. I should make a fashion video just about Kalar.
It's still the 80s, so if you remember the Cosby Show and those sweaters and stuff, they just had terrible taste in clothing, generally speaking.
And I guess that the actual officers' uniforms are pretty ugly too. They definitely need some updating.
The hairstyles were kind of...
And Kalar shows up again later in the series. Does she figure out how to dress by then?
I don't remember what she looked like in the next episode we see her.
Well, I'm looking her up now. Yeah, you say you had to make yourself look beautiful, but honestly, that's not a good outfit, Kalar.
It's almost
That-
like 7 of 9-ish.
That color does not work for you.
Oh, right. She wears that gray suit that's got like the big emblem in the middle of it.
I'm having a hard time finding a picture of her in the second episode she's in.
It's on her character page right at the top.
Okay, I see it. I mean, we only see a little bit of it, but it does look better.
If you scroll further down into the appendices, they have a picture of her with Worf and Alexander.
Yeah, here's apparently what she wears in that episode. It's also not great. It's better, but it's still not great. It looks kind of like a civilian scientist uniform.
Yeah. Like what Wrecker's dad was wearing.
Yeah, that's true. This is certainly a look. Whether it's good or
Is
not.
her style Klingon or is her style more human?
I think in this episode they're kind of trying to hint that she likes the Klingon style a bit, but like in the next episode we see her. I think her outfit is definitely closer to something humans would wear, but it's still got like a mix because it has that big emblem right in the center. Probably because she's diplomatic with the Klingons, like she specifically works with them in like in the Federation. I think she's actually an ambassador. So like she wants to appeal to both cultures, probably.
Now I know the kind of jackets that she's wearing, where it's just to the arms and a little bit on the back. I know those were a real thing, but I still don't get them. It's just a fashion thing, but it doesn't even look good. What are you doing, Kalar?
I don't get how her sleeves look like the top of a cupcake. What's with the drizzle design?
And look at her, knee-high boots, so we can't see her socks. We can't verify if she's wearing any.
Socks don't seem like a very Klingon garment. You know?
Who knows?
Also, isn't Klingon anatomy like specifically that they have like a horn on the top of their foot?
Maybe. How much time did the sock video take? Well, I don't really remember exactly, but I can check the timestamps on the pictures I got. It was over the course of a day.
Yeah, I think the horn is a thing. We do see Worf's bare feet in the episode where he gets paralyzed, and there's like a nub on the top of his foot, like it's been cut off. I don't know if that's something they actually do.
Maybe it's like a toenail kind of thing.
It's got skin grown over it though in the picture, so it's not like it doesn't look like it would have been a toenail. But like the Klingon boots all have that spike on the top, supposedly to accommodate it. Oh, I found a poster drawn by literally Dan Curry, who is the guy who would have made this up. And they do have the spike in the foot.
As people were pointing out in chat, that table, it's gone. Not long for the world. Its fate is sealed.
Yep.
Not transparent aluminum.
Psychic joke. Hearing tables talk to.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Troy could sense the feelings of a table. That seems like something they would write in.
I sense deception from that table.
No, Kalar, what are you doing? What is with the pink and black stripes?
That looks like an awesome skydiver outfit.
Scuba diving, Hanukkah Bay Earth, Calisthenics, Lieutenant Worf, Shikar Desert Survival, Carnival Celebration, Rio de Janeiro, Racetrack Long Champs in France, Dixon Hill in the Long Dark Tunnel, Dixon Hill in the Black Orchid. There's also the Klingon Rite of Ascension Chamber. I got a screenshot of the holodeck programs. Klingon Rite of Ascension, Scuba Diving, Desert Survival, Carnival Celebration. All kinds of fun stuff. I mean, we've definitely seen the Klingon Rite of Ascension plays. That was Worf's birthday episode. I don't think Picard is sold on his explanation here. Doesn't look even slightly convinced. Yeah, no, he's about to get a talking. Oh, is that Lieutenant J in the background? Oh, she's off screen now. I need to find all the instances of Lieutenant J. Do a compilation of them.
I
like that character. No, she doesn't really do much.
Yeah, she's just kind of there.
She sits pretty close to Picard in one scene where there's a concert going on in 10 Forward.
Yep.
It almost makes you think that they had something, but
I think that might be her in the science station in the background, but she's turned away from the camera. Really? It just shows what program is running on the outside computer? What if someone's running a private program?
Vulcan Love Slave number 3, The Revenge.
Just display that to everyone walking by. Are these real aliens in Star Trek, or did Worf just make these up? Is there a Skeletor species?
The last thing you want is your ex-wife going through your holodeck programs.
Such weird creatures they're fighting. They have to be made up species. Yeah, they're Star Trek D&D characters.
Or they could just be parts of like Klingon lore, like Klingon orcs or something imaginary.
Yeah, because we never see them in the universe out there.
Maybe Discovery Season 3 will give us Skeletor species. Why do they have... Is that a cutlass? Nope, that is definitely not a cutlass.
If I had to guess, they just sent like an AD to a Halloween store and said, buy some masks. And that's where Skeletor came from.
That's a good mask, though. I'd wear that for Halloween.
Yeah, definitely.
Weird. Okay. That lizard guy just looks like a Godzilla villain, but real scale. But the bird guy, that's a really involved costume. Wait, what kind of sword are you using? Is that a vibro sword from Star Wars? What was that?
On the lizard guy, I thought I saw the Antidian's eye on there. from last episode.
Let's see. Worf previously said that women Klingon roar. Are we going to get any roaring here? I don't remember any. What about hurling heavy objects? Nope, neither. Neither's gonna happen.
We're just getting some licking the palm sweat.
Gene Roddenberry, do you have to keep writing these scenes? Can we just... Is this necessary, Gene?
I love the way you smell after a fight.
Oh, did it do it?
Yeah? We had the fade to black.
Roddenberry doesn't have any writing credits on this episode, by the way. So,
It's okay, I'm just gonna keep blaming him for anything. Never let the truth get in the way of a good conspiracy theory. Every weird romance thing, it's Gene Roddenberry. Like, the episode with Beverly and Ronan, Sub Rosa. Ignore the fact that Gene Roddenberry was dead by that point, it was totally him.
They're doing all of this after sex talk, but they're both standing, both have all their clothes on. Kind of weird.
Well, it would be impolite to talk with their clothes off. It would be without honor.
Klingons do not pillow talk.
So yeah, now in a few months, I'm not sure of the Klingon gestation period, but fairly shortly we'll get Alexander Rozhenko. And then he's gonna grow up to a full adult in like a few years. And show up in DS9. Yeah, okay, that's a good line. I know, I was there. Thank you, Kalar. Glad you pointed that out. So yeah, Worf is very clingy here. You went on one date with this chick.
was that a pun?
Was what a pun?
Calling Worf clingy.
Oh, yes. That is definitely what I was intending, 100%. No, that was the TOS name for the Klingon language, clingy.
Clingy.
I think it was Klingonese. Chorus as in Trouble with Tribbles.
Yeah.
Galaxy's learning to speak Klingonese.
You know, I don't think I've ever proposed to someone after a first date. I don't think that's a thing people do, in general. I don't know what Worf is expecting here.
I think he just skipped to the sex on the last date, and now he's just skipping the marriage. So
It was a one-night stand, Worf. We all gotta deal with it.
Oh, he's not wearing his sash. His sash is on the ground. He didn't dress up all the way again.
Foreplay.
oh, that's how they have sex. They just take the sash off, and
Yeah, they're in the back right. I think that's Lieutenant J.
yeah, I think so.
So does the rest of the crew know about this?
I don't know.
The guy at Tactical, isn't that the guy from like is it Drew Carey? What show is that?
Oh, the guy named Data. Just kidding, sorry.
Kalar's back in her hideous outfit. Is that Targ leather she's wearing? Okay, so apparently the entire ship does not know. Because Data doesn't know what his role here is. Apparently they're keeping it on the down low. Yeah, Worf doesn't think that far ahead. I guess Worf's not much of a romantic. He doesn't actually care about Kalar. He just societal obligation to go through with the marriage.
Well, I mean, she's just niddling him here. It's not like he actually doesn't have feelings. He definitely does.
He won't admit it, though. Oh, that was a really weird cut. I was like, wait, what is Patrick Stewart doing in that room? When did he get there? No, they just... She just...
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's true, though. They did cut it like that.
The same conversation continued to the next room, yeah. They cut mid-sentence to another room entirely. No. What are you talking about, Troy?
Yeah, what's she talking about?
A Klingon warship in Federation space from 100 years ago that left during a war, and they're in stasis. No, they are not on a scientific expedition.
This is why she never makes captain.
Actually, they do, Worf. Klingons surrender all the time. Duras' kid surrendered. The Klingons in Discovery surrendered. Worf himself was about to surrender to the Jem'Hadar in the prison camp.
Yep.
It's like Vulcans don't lie.
An error.
An omission.
Data's sitting on the captain's chair.
You guys are funny.
I can't help but notice the magnification also got rid of that, like, warp dust going by. Yeah, I don't think that ship poses any threat to the Enterprise. They can't do anything about it.
They could probably hack that ship.
Why are you transferring engineering to the bridge, Jordy? Why is he here?
He's lonely.
Is he just here to get paid for the episode?
That way he doesn't have to shout from down there.
Yeah, I guess Kalar's outfit does look a little bit like Colonel Kira's outfit.
I think Jordy wants to dress up like a Klingon too.
I feel like General Chang's on that ship.
Maybe I just recognize that tactical officer from Napoleon Dynamite. Huh.
Wait, why isn't Worf at tactical? He's on the bridge. I mean, I know why he's not a tactical right this moment, but why was he not there previously?
You know, sometimes you're a little bit doozy when you're post-coital.
Okay, that's gonna definitely be a reuse shot. The Enterprise swooping in there. We're gonna see that quite a lot. Sometimes they'll put another ship in the background, but it'll be that same shot of the Enterprise just overlaid.
And they reuse that firing coming towards us shot again, too.
Okay, why would you give that order and then everyone is still just sitting there? Oh, now they answer the phone.
Love that.
Very dramatic, Worf. Yeah, I mean, war. I'm with Worf. The war is over by now, Captain. What is it, Katemok? It's been 100 years. Chill. Also, Captain Katemark, once the Klingon ship Tong arrives, he's totally going to be executed for falling for this trick. The Klingon High Council does not like failed Klingon captains. He does sound kind of familiar. But I've also just watched this bit a fair bit, so I might just be recognizing him from this own episode. His name is Lance Legault. He's from Mortal Kombat Annihilation, apparently.
Interestingly enough.
He's in an episode of Quantum Leap with Scott Bakula. Oh yeah, he's definitely getting executed after this.
There's this reality of after World War II, there were these islands that they had in the Pacific that were filled with like Japanese soldiers who didn't hear the war was over. So every time somebody entered that island, they would try to like kill the Americans or whoever is visiting the island because they were holdouts from World War II.
I definitely heard some about that. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. But how do you feel about the chair, Worf? How's the captain's chair? Or thank you, Worf. Good to know your opinion. Let's see. Amazon Trivia says the original story had Kalar being the product of a Vulcan mother and a Klingon father, but the editors felt that was too unrealistic. Interesting, if true. Again, never trust Amazon trivia, but that might be true. She did previously play a Vulcan. So is Kalar going to reveal the deception? Is
Yeah,
she
I
just
was
going to...
say.
How's she going to assimilate them if they're under the impression that the Klingons won the war?
She talks about bringing Klingons up to this latest era. I think that's a analogy to, he's just such a kind of an old-fashioned kind of guy, and she's kind of the new agey kind of living her own life kind of person. Wanted to point out the contrast there.
She's a strong, independent woman who don't need no Worf. Oh, that sort of gray undershirt they're wearing, is that the same thing Kalar was wearing earlier? Underneath all the Klingon jacket stuff.
I don't think so. It looks similar.
She has commitment issues.
And Worf has commitment issues in the opposite direction. Yeah, the scaled mail looking stuff. Yeah, nope. No, it's never gonna happen, Kalar. It's never gonna happen. No. This might sound a little odd, but I've just been looking at Worf's fingernails here. I find it interesting that Klingons just have normal fingernails. Everything else is so spiky.
In that scene on the holodeck, I was looking at his fingernails also, and they were extremely well manicured. Apparently, Klingons love going to get manicures.
Worf was raised among humans, and Kalar kind of lives with humans, and she also had manicured nails and they were painted red here. Or that might just be blood because she keeps like scratching her own palm.
She's half human. That's why she has that swish in her hips.
Alright, the next episode is Peak Performance, and this time, no, Amazon, I don't want the ad. Even if it is a bunch of dogs. Peak Performance. It's a really good episode. Let's see, start the timer, quick 1 minute. I was tempted to put the ad on screen, but I mean, I don't want to give them more advertising when they're playing an ad on something I'm paying for. I ain't giving them more free ads. I mean, I can show you dogs. I can show you dogs after this episode. Maybe during Shades of Grey. This episode, I think this is the first of 2 appearances of the Zakdorn. I think the only time that I remember seeing them is the Gambit when they're investigating the Zakdorn shipyard. Or the, like, ship graveyard. Anyway, press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. I think it's a Zakdorn there.
It is, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm just looking them up on memory. Oh, it wasn't Gambit, it was Unification.
Yeah, that's right.
Apparently they also show up in Menage a Troy, but I don't remember that at all. Also, in These Are the Voyages from Enterprise, I don't remember Zach Dorn there. Maybe he was mentioned only. Or there might have been Zach Dorn actually in the that speech at the very end during the founding of the Federation. That might have had Zach Dorn in it.
There is a scene in These Are the Voyages in 10 Forward. Maybe there was a Zach Dorn in 10 Forward in that episode.
Maybe. I remember a bit of trivia that scene was a reused shot, and they just kind of CGI'd old Riker and Troy into that episode again. And I think you can actually see Riker and Troy or one of the other at another table in the background. Gonna have to watch out for that.
It is, as a matter of fact, the reused scene is from Menage a Trois. There's some Zach Dorn guy in that scene, and that's where they reused it from.
Okay, good to know. I was just getting some picture of dogs, so I had to mute myself for a second while I messed with stuff over here. Okay, that makes sense then. Yeah, no, Picard is just lying here. It's totally military organization. 100%.
Yeah, I think DS9 put the nail in that coffin.
It's not military. We just do all the, defense of the Federation. If we go to war, it's Starfleet that attacks the enemy, and totally
Yeah,
not a military.
And don't you know that lieutenant, commander, and captain are all ranks of scientists and not military?
Yeah, exactly. Or you don't need to be snarky about it, Riker. I guess the Zach Dorn guy's also being snarky, so fair enough, I guess. Where are my animal pictures? Oh, here they are. Dogs. Alright, let me copy this. Remove any of pictures that are of me with the dogs. Just regular dogs. No space dogs. No Leica here. Yeah, I mean, my single largest photo album I have on my phone is just titled Animals, and it's just 173 pictures of either dogs or a couple of cats. I have a lot of dog pictures. They're good dogs, though.
Good dogs.
Just need to trim the images. God forbid you find out I look like a generic white guy with some regular old normal facial hair. With glasses. This title sequence seems a lot faster than the DS9 title sequence. Is it significantly shorter?
Well, the title sequence in DS9, especially in the first 3 seasons, seemed really slow.
Yeah,
me.
it's like a full 2 minutes or something. Hey, it's not a neck beard. It's just a regular short. It's fairly well groomed, thank you. In fact, I just trimmed it yesterday. Got the neckline in a proper position. It was growing down just a little bit, so it trimmed it up nicely, and it's in its proper place now. It wasn't too long. It was still pretty short, but
Are you
I like to
showing
keep it
pictures?
fairly even.
Are you showing pictures somewhere?
No, I'm just going through my folder of animal pictures and trimming out the ones that have me in them. So then I can show the animal pictures. Since I skipped the dog ad, I wouldn't want to deprive people completely of dogs. They should have more war games. Apparently everyone loves them. Maybe they're just afraid to after this episode because of, everything that happens. But everyone seems to enjoy it. Picard has a great time. Riker and Worf has great times. Geordi's really into it.
I mean, isn't the Kobayashi Maru just a war game simulation?
Alright, I think the dog pictures are set up properly. I think we're good. After this episode during Shades of Grey, we'll look at some pictures of dogs. Yeah, Worf here is playing with toys. It's true. He says Klingons don't play with toys. He's lying. He lies a lot. And I do like DS9's intro sequence, but it's too long for like binge watching if you can't skip it. It makes it a bit kills a lot of time. Solid argument to get Worf in on it. Worf's into it now. Stratagema, also known as... You know what? I was going to say space dress, but it's not space dress at all. What even is Stratagema? It's just a bunch of colored squares. It's like... Is it that game where you, like, take turns drawing a line, and whenever you complete a square, you fill it in?
Yeah, I think it's 3D dots, literally.
3D backgammon or something.
Let's see. I'm going to look up, has anyone made rules for Stratagema? Probably not, because it doesn't... There's not a lot to go on. It's just sort of colored squares showing up and disappearing at random. I know it's making you go watch Geordi. What is this control scheme?
You put cow milkers on your fingers and try to draw lines.
Next generation Wii's are getting complicated.
We have better motion controls than this now. Oh, 80s. Everyone loves the 80s. They're just trying to guess what future tech was going to look like and just... Look, they did their best. They tried. Oh yeah, Domjot is just billiards. It's not even different. It's literally just billiards.
What was that card game that Captain Kirk made up?
Fizzbin.
Yeah, that's
Fizzbin.
the one.
And then it turned into a real game in another series. Someone brought it up as an actual thing they could play. We also see the Ferengi space poker of... Dang, now what's that called? Now I'm drawing a blank here.
Tongo?
Tongo. The space poker and roulette combination. Not even close. That didn't... That... It doesn't look like a good game. I mean, Mr. Zakdorn here, get into StarCraft 2 or something. Get some real strategy going on. Get some Total War, maybe. What are you doing? I'd rather watch him play StarCraft than Stratagema.
I'd rather watch him play League of Legends. That would be good.
Maybe that'll be my next edit. Not idiot, edit. Different thing. Just try and make it look like he's actually playing a game of League of Legends or StarCraft or something.
Yeah.
Try and get a clean plate of the background when Stratagema isn't going. Make that go in the middle, and then just sort of motion-controlled modern strategy games. This is a Constellation class, I believe. Same as the
Yes.
Stargazer.
Which is apparently an 80-year-old design, but not like old enough to not be used in the 24th century, which I guess is consistent.
Yeah. Excelsiors have been used forever.
Yeah. Excelsiors, Mirandas.
Though it is decidedly not using TOS-style control schemes.
Yeah, that's definite, like, late 23rd century. Well, not late 23rd century, but like late in TOS movies. I think the first time we see this particular design is Star Trek V.
That was a nice old-timey whistle comm sound, though.
Yep.
They do also use that sound effect at the start of TNG, though. That sort of whistle.
I like that he says, I discussed this with Geordi, and he just looks at him, and Geordi's like, yep. That was the extent of the entire discussion, literally.
That's all you need.
I can't believe
Is
they
that the
didn't.
warp core?
They didn't salvage the ship or do anything. They just kind of left it to rust.
Maybe this ship was hanging out in a Zakdorn surplus depot.
No, it doesn't have warp capability, so I think it's literally just been hanging out in orbit of this planet forever.
No, it doesn't have warp. That's going to be a... Well, I guess it does have warp capability. It's just they took out all the material for it to go to warp.
Yeah.
It doesn't have crystals or antimatter. The Zakdorn guy, I don't remember his name. The Zakdorn guy does say later in the episode something like, "That's impossible. It was rendered warp and I'm gonna try that sentence again. That's impossible. That ship was rendered warp inoperable." Apparently, they're just bad at their jobs then, because it's totally warp operable. There's a game, Star Trek Ridge Commander, I think it is. I never played it, but I watched a little bit of someone else playing it. There's a mission in that where you also do a war game with someone and you swap over your weapons. That entire time that mission was going, I was just so worried that someone was actually going to like accidentally murder someone. Like the weapons were just gonna go back to normal because they don't. I don't trust this at all because they are actually firing weapons, just like very low intensity. It worries me. You know, this sort of everyone's obsession with stratagem in this. It reminds me. It's very reminiscent of people's attitudes toward chess. I don't understand why chess is so highly respected because it. I mean, there's a lot of strategic games that nobody really pays attention to because, I mean, they're just games. But chess is also just a game. I don't get the big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never
I mean,
did.
chess is also like a solved problem, essentially, isn't it? Like
No idea.
there are many combinations, but like there are only a certain number of them that are actually viable. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just old, and everyone loves it. I mean, it's kind of fun to play. I was in a chess club in elementary school, but that's about the extent of my significant experience.
Yeah. I'd rather watch a Twilight Imperium tournament or something.
Why don't people look at Magic the Gathering the way they look at chess? I,
Hmm.
Granted, I don't play or watch any Magic the Gathering, but I assume there's strategy involved. Also, I don't feel totally comfortable with all these people leaning into the warp core. Inactive or not, antimatter or no, I don't really want to get this close to the thing. Oh 0923.2 data allocation. Okay. Worf, was that being used for something? You don't know, you just ripped it out of the ceiling. Maybe that was still working.
All of a sudden, life support fails.
Yeah, what are you doing, man? Be careful. Wesley here is lying, but I thought the first duty of every Starfleet officer was to the truth. The scientific truth or historical truth or personal truth, but he's just lying to Commander Riker. How dare he? I mean, I'm pretty sure Wesley is familiar with the ship. It's not really a big deal.
I'm not entirely certain he's lying wholly. Like everything he's saying could be true. It's
Just a
that,
lie of omission.
yeah, his intentions are being obscured.
Well, if I continue to the very next line of that speech, a lie of omission is still a lie. Typical Wesley Crusher. That's his MO. He just lies by omission. He tells a little bit of truth but neglects the most important point. Or he could be going like Obi-Wan Kenobi. What he said to Riker was true, from a certain point of view.
I love that one officer, the ensign's complete impatience with it with Wesley.
Yeah. He has better things to do. Also, why are people allowed to tinker with antimatter for school projects? That seems dangerous.
It's Wesley. Remember the Traveler told Picard to let him do what he wants?
Yeah, he's the Mozart of physics or something.
Right.
God.
Thanks, Gene Roddenberry. Yeah, Starfleet in general is reckless engineering. There's that whole, I think it was a Tumblr thing of people just going off about how Starfleet, their entire thing is they just try new stuff and freak out everyone else in the galaxy. Federation ships are so effective because you cannot predict what they're going to do. Because even the crew doesn't really know how anything works. Did you just hiss at Data? This guy's weird. What is his name?
Kohlrami.
Kohlrami. Okay. I don't get how Data lost. But then he's also kind of terrible at every game he tries to play.
Yeah, he got beat in chess by Counselor Troy one episode.
Oh yeah. How does that happen? How did And I mean, that first time he plays poker, he says he absorbed every text and treatise on the subject, but he wasn't aware of the concept of bluffing. Data's just terrible at games. Or he's doing the thing where he's just lying to everyone about how he's playing
Yeah.
down his own abilities.
I think that whole situation, like if you look at it with a thing that like if you look at it where it makes sense, like saying you read every book on poker, then not knowing about bluffing, he's actually double bluffing there. He's hustling them.
Data does have a pretty good poker face, being completely emotionless. Or so they claim, even though he clearly has emotions.
He's frequently thrown back by confidence in themselves, you know, because he has so much more like horsepower in his brain, you know, and so it's like, how do these other people with these kind of limited brains, you know, live and succeed at everything they do? I think it kind of throws them off.
Oh, there's Picard's desk crystal. Everyone knows about the desk crystal. They really double down on his no, I guess this episode is brand new, so I'm not going to mention it. Where is the fish? Did they get rid of the fish? Where's the fish?
Is the fish there yet?
I think it's supposed to be where Cole. Oh no, there it is.
I mean, it's a tank. I don't see a fish in it.
I mean, the fish might be behind some piece of like plant or rock or something. Could just be hiding. Oh yeah, what happened to the fish after Captain Jellicoe took over? Because he said to get rid of the fish. Did they dump it in cetacean ops for a bit? Until Picard got back? And what happened to the fish after Generations? Did the fish survive?
Did they rescue it like Spot?
Who knows? Questions we need the answers to.
I'm looking at Memory Alpha now. Apparently the fish's name is Livingston.
Oh, good. That's quite a name. Is that mentioned in scripts or?
Has to be. That's never said out loud.
No. I'm not totally convinced by Troy's outfit either, but it's better than Kalar's. Should really be wearing a uniform, though. Or her weird shirt thing could at least be blue, since she's a medical type person. Medical science type person.
It's so weird. Watched Star Trek since I was a little kid, and I never thought professionally the person that I'm closest to is Counselor Troy. Like what I do professionally.
Are you closest to Counselor Troy?
Just in what I do. I'm a psychologist, so
Okay.
yeah.
Do you also wear that kind of shirt? Is that what you wear?
Only when Jellicoe isn't around.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with Jellicoe. She should totally wear a uniform.
I agree.
Jellicoe did a lot of things right. He was just rude in how he went about it.
Yeah.
It's funny that you're talking about Jellicoe because he related a story. Ronnie Cox, that is the actor, related a story about how Patrick Stewart absolutely hated the fish in the ready room because he didn't want the animal to be kept captive from an animal rights perspective.
Okay.
He objected to its presence.
That tracks with what we know about Patrick Stewart, him and his pit bull rescues.
Yeah.
He's a pretty cool guy. Yeah, that's cheating. But it's not cheating, it's deception. Tactical deception. Yeah, she's calling him Data, not Data. She only says that once. Oh, I thought she was gonna say the D word there. Did did she really not?
She really did not. Alex
Did they
Kurtzman must have been on vacation.
did they edit it out? I could have sworn she was about to say that.
No, I think if it was Kurtzman, she would have used the F word.
Some kind of explanation. Oh yeah, sorry, there's no swearing in TNG, that's correct. Not a single bit. Also, on that swearing video, there's a lot of people in the comments going like, "Oh, you missed all the times people said this swear or that." It's like, but look at the pinned comment. It specifically says those specific swears are being left out on purpose. Most people, I assume, don't engage with the comment section at all. That's fine. But it's really weird when people make comments that are easily answered by the pinned comment on the video. People who write comments don't tend to read comments, apparently. I think this is only one of 2 times that Picard has to sort of give Data a pep talk when he's feeling down.
Like Generations.
Yeah, Generations, the one. When he's really depressed in the astrometrics lab. We're kind of making a big deal in the episode about how Data's presence is very important to the bridge. He needs him as his first officer, but I don't think Data actually does anything this episode. I don't think he actually does anything in the war game. I'm trying to think ahead of what he does exactly. He gives some kind of assessment of Riker in the observation lounge. But I mean, he's immediately refuted by Counselor Troy. I don't think he gives any orders on the bridge. We don't need Data here. Yeah, here we go. Data's attempt at analysis. Oh yeah, no, the line possible to make no mistakes and still lose, that's not a weakness, that's life. Yeah, no, that's just a game of stratagema. Don't worry about it. You don't need to apply that to anything important. Just stratagema.
And the Riker maneuver has not been invented at this point.
Well, the real Riker maneuver has.
The chair.
The chair.
I mean, filling up the Bastard collector with nebulous matter and then shooting it at the sonar warship and then
Yep.
igniting it with phasers.
What kind of a man is Commander Riker? Is he a fighter? Is he, though?
He's a lover, not a fighter.
He has back problems.
He does. He's big on the hammer fist technique of fighting. He does ambo jitsu. Some kind of Tai Chi Chuan.
Dr. Pulaski was almost his stepmom.
Yeah. I'm still not convinced that Dr. Pulaski isn't just his biological mother. That's going to be my headcanon from now on. Captain Picard is trying a lot harder here than he does in this episodes where he's actually in battle. Whenever he's actually fighting someone, he just kind of sits there and they fire off 2 shots throughout the entire battle. Here he's actually like doing maneuvers, he's trying to feint, but no. I think the only other time we see Captain Picard giving any significant orders in battle is during yesterday's Enterprise. Rest of the time they just hang out.
Warp 3 evasive.
If you can go to warp 3, I mean, you're going to be out of range in like a second. That ship can't go to warp.
I believe the warp speeds are being simulated as well.
Okay. But that sort of warp evasive is why whenever like Star Trek versus Star Wars ship battles come up, I always think regardless of how much firepower a Star Wars ship has, could it even hit a Star Trek ship if it's fighting at warp? Because they totally can. They can't even hit ships that are standing still in Star Wars. They're very inaccurate. Oh, pretty quick transition here.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you for the observation, Ensign. Very helpful. What do you mean the connections have been fused? How does that happen?
It's just sabotage.
I assume after this point, anytime Starfleet has war games, they either use a different method of pretend firing, or they just have like a couple ships backup hanging out, just as referees. Oh, they're not doing the solid white background thing. Oh, that's Quark.
Yeah, it is.
I know that facial structure.
No ultra close up.
Yeah. Wow, Armin Shimmerman shows up a lot in this series. Captain, do you want to, like, ask for another ship to show up?
How is this not an act of war by the Ferengi?
It totally is.
That's a rogue Ferengi marauder, of course.
Ah, yes, after this, that's why Quark is demoted to cook on a Ferengi transport ship. Yeah, I don't... Oh, Quark just drooled a little bit there on his console. I guess he's having some problems with the teeth.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, they're still trying to make the Ferengi out as like this intimidating enemy. It doesn't work, guys. You can't... Ferengi do not work as enemies.
Luke Mara wrote in the chat, it's adorable how the Ferengi were supposed to be the bad guys.
Yeah. That first episode they're in where they, like, jump on Riker's back and start clawing at him. Like, what are you doing?
They screech in high-pitched with the thunder and lightning.
Or when Riker is talking to, I believe his name was just Portal in that same episode. They're, like, dancing in the background, swaying back and forth that whole time. For no other reason than to just give them something to do.
They have the whips that we never see again.
We do see them again. We see a whip one time in Enterprise. In the episode Acquisition, the Ferengi captain dude, he has a whip. It looks a lot better there, too.
Thanks for the correction.
Never get in TNG, though. You're correct on that. Or DS9. Or Voyager.
I was snoozing during Enterprise.
It's a good series. Enterprise is good. Warp inactive. Wow, the Ferengi are really giving them a lot of time.
10 of their minutes.
Was it really necessary to go into the conference room? It seems like if you're really this pressed for time, maybe just do it right there.
Yeah.
Also, shouldn't... If you were still on the bridge, the rest of the crew would be already briefed on this. Thank you, Worf. Good to know. Riker, did you just swear on my Star Trek? On my Next Generation? You're not allowed to do that.
Whoa, whoa,
How
whoa.
dare he? Yeah, apparently today is not a good day to die, according to Worf. Not today.
This is why battle games are done in like friendly territory, not like somewhere far off where enemies can just sneak up behind you.
How did they even get the Hathaway there if it doesn't have... if it's not supposed to have warp drive?
But that's what I was saying earlier. I think it's just been in orbit of that planet forever.
Yeah, there's... It's just a derelict, and I guess it's a good thing that Ferengi didn't loot it before. Oh, hey, Quark.
Oh, he said the P word.
Isn't it usually pretty obvious when a ship goes to warp? It has this big distortion effect. You can see it flying away. There's a flash of light. Yeah, no, definitely an act of war.
Yeah.
Maybe there's just another off-screen war with the Ferengi. We have an off-screen war with the Cardassians. We have off-screen wars with the Romulans. We can have an off-screen war with the Ferengi. This is why they're no longer a threat after TNG, because their fleet has just been destroyed.
Klingon Guile. Just imagine Street Fighter 2 Guile.
Spiky hair and spiky forehead.
Roy Brocksmith is Kolrami. What does Roy Brocksmith do?
Oh, he's a character actor that's been around forever.
Total Recall, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, apparently.
Yeah, he was the doctor in Total Recall who was trying to convince Arnold Schwarzenegger's character to take a pill and wake up.
He was one of Kira's Bajoran terrorist friends in DS9.
Yep. Razka Karn, if I recall
Holy
correctly.
shit, that was
Yep.
Karn?
He was Razka
Yep.
Karn.
No way.
That's the episode where we get Zial.
And the episode where is he also one of the terrorist friends in the episode where Kira's getting the threatening messages like, that's one, that's two, that's three as her friends were just picked off?
I don't think
No,
so.
he's not in that one.
No.
So in the real game of chess, there's a lot of element about, intuition and emotion with your opponent. It's not all about strategy and making perfect moves.
And there's some emotion right there.
Gary Kasparov versus Deep Blue.
I bet Data would be the kind of person, he would just turtle up in his base as Terran. Just build a bunch of siege tanks and missile turrets. He would just be the worst. Never play against Data in StarCraft. Was he a dude from Sons of Anarchy? The Kolrami? I've never seen it. I don't know anything about it. And I closed the IMDb page.
Meanwhile, the Hathaway is still in orbit of the planet, left to rest again.
Yeah, what did they just leave it? What is happening? What did they do with the Hathaway? Alright, so that's the last good episode today. The stream's not over, but it's going to be getting significantly worse in just a moment. Because the next episode is Shades of Grey. Shades of Grey, the clip show.
Episode is that?
It's rated the worst episode of the whole series.
Rightfully, it's awful. So
I don't know.
I believe
don't know about worse.
I believe I promised you people pictures of dogs. Here is a dog. This is Brandy. She was a good
Screen's
dog.
blurred. Oh, good.
I fixed it. You just have to remember there's a bit of delay from Discord to the stream.
Sorry.
Here's the same dog going a-woo a little bit. Oh, that's Annie. She's also a good dog.
I'm not seeing anything on stream. What am I?
I'm seeing it.
Should be. I see it on my preview. Yep, there's Annie here. She would always...
Oh, there it is.
Annie kind of hates everyone and everything except Brandy, so she would kind of... She didn't like the cold floor, so she would lay on Brandy's back all the time. That was her thing. There she is again. Just laying on Brandy's back, or her side. She's just making a face at me. Missing a tooth apparently there.
Oh, dog.
There she is again. Same dog. Yep, here they are together, just hanging out.
Okay.
There's another. There she is again, getting her belly rubbed. Having a good time. She's sleeping. There's Brandy, like, about to sneeze, but trying to sleep. Oh, this is, Uther, when he was a puppy. He got a lot more, brown around his face as he got older. He's, like, 5.5 now. Anyway, episode's about to start, so I need to queue up my own episode. Shades of Grey.
Is this the
Shades
episode?
of Grey.
Is this the episode where Riker and Worf and the people go to the holodeck and recreate the chair and the knife?
No. Hang on. Press play in 3, 2, 1, play. This is the episode where Riker has to relive all of his bad memories. Which is to say,
Oh.
this is the episode where we just play clips from seasons 1 and 2.
The interesting thing to me, which I'll be happy to point out during the show, is that the clips have a different context, like connotation. When they rewatch them, it's kind of like another way of storytelling. I mean, it definitely is kind of a cheesy episode, but there is something to learn from it.
So what happened here is season 2 was originally supposed to be just as long as all the other ones, but obviously it ended with a 20-second episode. During this year, there was a writer's strike, and this episode is the results of that writer's strike. Basically, they got people to write together a very basic plot to encapsulate a clip show.
Yeah, there's not really much writing at all here. Because they didn't have writers. It stopped being a thing.
I don't know. I haven't seen this show in this episode in a long time. I don't remember it being that bad.
Well, we're about to find
It's
out.
not. So it is bad only for the sense that it's a clip show. Like
It adds
it's
nothing.
showing. Yeah, it adds absolutely nothing to the story. There's nothing here that's worthwhile.
It's
As
not
far as it
insulting
being-
in the way that these are the voyages are. It's just, yeah, there's nothing to it.
Yeah.
Is it worse than Threshold from Voyager?
No.
No.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, I wouldn't.
Wait, no, yes.
I wouldn't
Yes, I
put
think it is.
Oh no, I don't agree. Threshold was terrible.
I think Threshold is terrible in an entertaining way, though. Where this is terrible in a boring way.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know.
I think perhaps this is probably one of the most boring episodes of TNG for sure. I would say it is tied with Sub Rosa for worst episode because Sub Rosa is just awful.
But it has Space Scotland in it. What's wrong with that?
That is the only redeeming quality of that episode.
You don't... What's wrong with dating your grandmother's ex-boyfriend? What's the
After
problem?
7 seasons, you start running out of ideas.
Oh yeah, they were
That's
so...
understandable.
They had 0 ideas by season 7. They were completely out of good ideas by that point.
Voyager does the same thing. They had no ideas in this last season. They were just plagiarizing other TNG episodes.
Yeah, I think too in season 7, like they started losing people to Deep Space Nine. I think Ron Moore left to go work on Deep Space Nine, and like they lost a significant amount of talent.
Oh, and if anyone in the YouTube chat wants to join the voice chat and also make fun of this episode, there's a link to Discord in the description. You just click on that, it's open to anyone. Okay, continue.
Yeah, true. They were losing creative, production staff, everything. Because, the series is over. I mean, no TV show really lasts more than 7, 8 seasons. Like 10 seasons is pretty rare. The Honeymooners and The Simpsons was like the only one of the
Unless-
very few.
Unless you're Law and Order.
Yeah, but even then they had reboots, like the SVU and all that.
But even SVU has been on for like 20 years, I think.
Also, what was it, Grey's Anatomy? That went on forever.
Forever.
You're writing police procedurals, you can basically apply that formula to any story forever. So, like, theoretically, as long as people keep acting on that show, Law and Order could go on forever.
As long as people commit crimes, they'll always have material.
Yeah. Like,
So this is that same dog. We showed you the puppy picture a minute ago. This is the dog grown up. A lot more brown in his face. He's a lot bigger.
so you have 3 dogs?
Had. Brandy died 4 years ago.
No.
Aw, doggo.
And the small dog, the Yorkie, Annie, she's like 18 now, so she's probably not going to live that much longer. She's old.
Yeah, smaller dogs tend to live longer.
Yeah. But she can't really eat anything except wet food anymore. She can't really chew anything. And she's mostly deaf. She doesn't... Yeah, she's old. Frankly, I'm surprised she's still alive. Patient ID, Riker William T. Wait, I thought the point of entry was on the front of his leg.
A bacteria is huge compared to a virus, so there's no similarity whatsoever. You can't have a combination of both.
Something sciatic nerve, that display said. I don't know my biology well enough to know how bad that is. I mean,
Sciatic
anytime,
nerve is basically the main nerve that goes down from your back down to your leg.
yeah, anytime someone says anything, if it's a named nerve, it's probably important.
Weren't you gonna do a split screen of Minecraft?
I could do that, but a
Just
split screen
trying.
will be hard to do.
Okay.
I can try and set it up. All right, hang on,
I mean-
because I can't just unblur the screen, or I'll be showing copyrighted content on a split screen. What I can try, let's see, I can try to do a window capture. Nope, not of that. That's not what I want to capture the window of. I can try and shrink that. There we go. There's a split screen. It's sort of an odd aspect ratio.
It's pretty good.
Brought the volume down just for myself. You won't be able to hear it on stream. Alright, so they're beaming down to go and, like, find the thing that infected Riker.
Yep.
Oh, it's nighttime. Should sleep. Ah, I can hear myself through someone. Jinx, it sounds like your speakers are going through your microphone there. Is this a reuse set they have? Do we see the
It
same
looks like-
river?
Yeah, it looks like the pond in Encounter at Farpoint.
That's what I was thinking,
No.
but it has a lot more fog in the... I don't think the Encounter at Farpoint place had the vines going around. Oh, right, that's what I was doing here. I made this long rail system. I'm not done with it, yo. done with it yet. Oh, that's a big phaser. I don't think that's the final phaser prop, though.
That's the season 1 phaser for sure, though.
Did they have that big phaser in season 1? I only remember the little garage door opener one.
Yeah, they used it on the specifically on the planet with the weapon systems.
Okay,
They were
Arsenal of Freedom.
definitely carrying that one there. Yeah.
And when Luoxana
Oh,
points
no.
out the entity,
I need another powered rail there. I'm going backwards.
when Luoxana points out the Antidians are assassins, Worf ushers them out with the remote control phaser, garage door opener phaser.
Okay.
Remote control phaser.
I need to turn on subtitles. There we go. That'll help. Vines could be predatory. They're evil vines, they are. Okay, good to know.
I mean,
Careful.
predatory plants definitely exist.
Yeah. I was just playing some Oblivion a little bit yesterday. And the plants in Oblivion, the realm of Oblivion, are also predatory there. They like reach out and smack you.
Live stream?
Yeah, I did it on Twitch.
Right.
I got another powered rail. I guess I'm just gonna have to run there, because things are just gonna turn around if I take the rail again. It's okay, just regrow the nerves. What's the problem, Pulaski? Just get more nerves.
They haven't found that doctor that does Worf's spinal thing yet.
Yeah, we'll get that. Is it next season? Season after.
That was a sad episode.
It had a happy ending. It worked out.
Yeah.
And we got the brown medical socks.
Explains why warehouse insurance is so expensive.
Though, it is weird how obvious it is that that sock, or not the sock, the barrel is just actually empty. There's nothing in it.
Oh,
They
yeah.
didn't even change the sound effect. It's clearly the sound of an empty barrel. Oh, I needed to bring a... Okay,
If it was full, it probably wouldn't have bounced off of his back either.
yeah.
Just sort of brought him down.
I need a little dirt. Oh, I remember this shot from a TNG edit someone did. I don't remember who. But the one where the two Rikers are, becoming very good friends, shall we say.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was Gazora's edits.
Gazora's edits, okay. But yeah, they use this clip in that. Beard on beard, that's correct. Yes, that one.
So Riker's a little afraid they're going to lobotomize him.
He seems pretty chill, though. He's relaxing.
That's just the character.
No, isn't it the bacteria is making him feel really happy?
And that's why he needs to experience the bad memories to go against the bacteria.
Genius.
Oh, we got the spooky but also sad music. What is that? Is that like a gyroscope? What is she holding? Wait, who? Hang on. What? Oh, Wandering Trader. I don't think I've ever seen one of these in Minecraft. Because I haven't really played much in a long time. So there's, like, since long before the llamas showed up in the game. There's a lot of stuff I've never actually seen.
Did Riker just do a Chuck Norris joke?
What do you say?
His
I was talking
grandfather
about
got
llamas.
bit by his grandfather got bit by a rattlesnake, and after 3 days, the snake died.
Oh,
It was his great grandfather. Colonel
his great
Thaddeus Riker.
grandfather. Not just Chuck.
We see that. We see that. No, his name was Thaddeus Riker. We see that in the Voyager episode Q
Yeah.
with Quinn.
The Q in the Gray? Is
Yeah.
that what it is?
Right.
Or is that the
Right.
other Q episode?
I think that's it. Quinn
Yeah.
was his.
We also see another Thaddeus Riker. Well, we don't see. We hear about another Thaddeus Riker in Picard. Didn't work out so great for that Thaddeus, though. That Thaddeus had a bit of a rough time.
So I just learned this. So Thaddeus was one of the names of the 12 apostles. Just we don't hear about him much.
Really? Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just learned it like last week.
So here's where the rail system ends. I'm not done with it. There's a village off, I think, just over that hill there. And I'm trying to get the rail system over there so I can transport villagers back to my base. So I definitely do not want to take a boat with one all the way over all these mountains to get back. I'm not building an aqueduct. Should be over there somewhere. So that's what I'm working toward. I just need to go get more iron.
This is the finale to the season.
Yes, this is the last episode. After this, we'll actually start getting into the good season of TNG.
The good season.
And the season finale to season 3 was Best of Both Worlds, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And we'll definitely be watching those together. We won't be breaking up the season there.
It was a 2-part cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I think Commander Shelby is my most favorite character in all of TNG.
Oh,
I
why is
her
that?
more. I think she's really incredibly interesting. She has a great dynamic with, both Picard and Riker and everyone else, and just the way her and Riker clash. I think it makes for like a good episode if they actually did like a sequel series. I would love to see a Commander Shelby sequel series.
I'm pretty sure she's mentioned in DS9 at one point.
Yep. She owed Dax a favor.
Yeah, she's a captain at that point too.
And then they tried to retcon that later on because there was some dispute over whether they could use Shelby or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we all know it's Commander Shelby.
Yeah. Another episode that would have been, or another sequel series that would have been good would be Twyla Scott series. If you remember her, I think she was in the episode.
Was she from Conspiracy or the...
Yeah. Apparently she made Captain faster than anyone else, even Picard. And I don't know, she was just in that scene for a little while, but I think it would have been interesting if they...
We've captured the Wandering Traitor.
Yeah, after watching, I watched Best of Both Worlds Part 1 recently, but like a couple of years ago, I watched it and realized I would be completely fine if they had killed Picard in Part 2 and just the crew was Riker, Shelby, and everybody else. Like I was actually quite interested in seeing what Riker's command style would have been after that.
Yeah, it could be cool. Also, this is from the episode where the Ferengi just kind of dance in the background while he chats. I'm really hoping we see that. I hope that's his bad memory here. The Ferengi dancing. And of course, he's going to yell out anybody in a very dramatic fashion. Come on, Riker. Just say the line. Don't tell me you're going to cut it out. That's the best line. Acting. Thank you, William. Okay, now what do I do with this trader? I mean, he doesn't even sell anything good. He sells a couple of flowers. But I guess he's mine now. Is Troy gonna stand here watching him the entire time? Oh, the bacteria's in his cortex now. That's not good. It made its way all the way up to his brain. Kinda sounds like Riker's screwed. I mean, I'm trying to actually watch the episode, but this still makes no sense to me. Why would a simulation be slowing down a virus just because it's releasing certain chemicals in the brain, but
Also, true story, K complexes occur in stage 2 sleep, if I remember correctly, not REM sleep.
okay.
But that's something
Technical
aside.
details, don't worry about it. Wait, what's the bad memory here? Isn't this where he meets Data for the first time?
Yeah.
Is the bad memory here just going to be Data saying that he's superior?
It's the pop goes the weasel whistling moment.
It was just scarring for him. Maybe he's just embarrassed by the socially awkward situation of calling Data Pinocchio.
Boop, 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 boop.
Alright, looks like all the cows here have been bred. Which, you know, is definitely the thing you want to say on a YouTube stream. Let's breed some sheep. Yeah, like all this that's happening on the show right now is kind of pointless. This isn't doing anything. I need to trap these pigs too. Oh yeah, here's Pop Goes the Weasel.
Being whistled out of tune, says the subtitle.
Helpful.
Now, what are chickens good for? There's feathers, but are they good for anything else other than feathers and food?
Shouldn't an android understand the mechanics of how whistling works pretty easily?
Look at the way he looks at him. It's like he's pretending he's gay or something. Do you think so?
Yes.
I can't really hear you, Jerinx. I boosted you as high as I can, but you're still very quiet for me.
Haven't said much.
Oh, that's just the sound going through your speakers. No wonder it's quiet. I should probably stop trying to boost that then. No, if it was pretty quiet, if I could barely hear it with it boosted all the way, then that works out. That's fine.
Oh, I think that was me. I think it wasn't close enough to the mic. Sorry about that.
What do you mean, Pinocchio?
So Data actually was insulted by that.
He has emotions.
I'm not sure if it was specifically because him being an android. It might have been, you know, he certainly had a weird demeanor to him in this scene.
He really seems like he's just gonna kill someone. He seems like a murder bot.
Have you tried to fuck the program? I didn't think so.
Okay, there is an outtake for this scene where when Riker is getting out of his chair from the bar, he just falls over. He just completely fails the Riker maneuver. I need to cut some wood. I need some lumber. So what's the bad memory here? Are we still doing the bad memories thing or just general memories?
He is close to Wesley Crusher, so.
Oh, I see. And Wesley's not even wearing the rainbow sweater. What's the point? Oh, don't worry, everyone. I didn't make this golden axe with efficiency 1. I didn't craft that. I found it in a chest. I didn't waste all my stuff on a golden axe. Really fast, though. Riker, nobody talks like that. What are you doing? Who says things like that? Have any of you tried these lines on someone, and did it work? I would be fascinated to know if this has ever worked for anyone in real life. I assume someone somewhere has tried it, because Star Trek is such a massive franchise.
I think roaring like a Klingon would work better than
but
that.
Kalar didn't even roar. Was Worf just lying to us, or is it because she's half human she didn't roar? She didn't roar, she didn't hurl heavy objects. Troy's
She's
not
not
human,
human.
Riker.
Yeah.
What? People are always saying that. I mean, if you guys remember
Star Trek 5.
Star Trek, was it 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how you immediately know what I'm going to.
I'm the biggest nerd. Yeah.
Star Trek, where like Captain Kirk says like Spock, everyone's human, or Kirk saying they're talking at the table during dinner with all the Klingons, and they're like humanitarian, humanity. It's like even the very term is racist. It's like, no, I'm with the Klingons. They're totally being racist.
No, Chekhov says something about inalienable rights, inalienable human rights.
Right. Yeah. It's like, come on, read the room,
that's
man.
Star Trek 6, though.
Star Trek
Was it
6? Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Because that's Chancellor
yeah.
Gorkon.
His daughter, actually. So inalienable rights, and then the daughter of the Chancellor. Jax.
Yes.
Inalienable.
You're right. Star Trek 6. My bad.
Oh, I know why this is a bad memory. Thanks, Gene Roddenberry, for this episode. Even if it wasn't a copyright issue, I don't think I could show this on stream on YouTube.
It was establishing the tone of the series.
God,
It was
that's
establishing
a lot of
Gene
oil.
Roddenberry's secret desires. That's what it was doing.
You know, there's going to be a lot of chest hair and stomach hair on this show.
What is he wearing? What is the point? It's just this tiny little strip going down the center of his chest. What are you covering with that? Is it strictly there to hold up the bottom of your clothing?
No,
Hey,
What's it for?
It's
it was
Mrs.
setting-
Riker.
It was it was setting up the fact that this is a perfect society, except
Ooh.
if you fail to catch a football and break some glass.
Wait, guys. My melons have all grown. They're all grown. Oh, look at this. Every single melon. Oh, it's beautiful. This one didn't grow in the right position, though. I'll have to fix that.
Thank God for this minuet character, because later when the Romulans put him in some kind of holographic deception,
Yeah.
and they make her his wife, it's like, wait a minute, that
He
wasn't
wishes.
my wife. That wasn't my wife.
I mean, honestly, with how far that episode is supposed to be in the future, that might actually be his wife. You could have a hologram wife.
End this charade at once.
I mean, the Doctor in the future Trek, in the alternate future version of the last episode of Voyager, he was someone's husband, and he was named Joe.
His name was Joe.
It took you 7 years to come up with Joe? Why does Riker seem like he's about to cry here?
So happy.
Is he happy, or is he just thinking back to like his previous relationships and how he doesn't have a real woman anymore? He's going with the hologram. And he's just depressed. Not to be, hologram racist or anything. Okay, I've completely lost the plot of the episode. What's the point of this simulation now?
They're trying to get him to release neurochemicals to see if it stops the bacteria.
But
To reuse old clips.
they were bad memories at first, and for Riker, these don't seem like they would be bad memories.
I think in the next scene, the Doctor goes, "Oh, this isn't working," but I could be wrong.
Yeah, there's going to be a House MD moment, I think, where Riker starts to crash because of all these good memories.
God, why is this a compilation of just every person Riker has slept with on the show? Why is that what we're doing here?
You gotta have something to set the music to. It's a lot of sexual innuendo.
Also, I'm still not convinced by that woman's sweater. I don't think that would keep you warm at all. I don't know what she's doing. Everyone else in the episode, all the other Space Irish were covered up in multiple layers, not this chick. She's going full midriff.
She's got too
Wear a
much
coat or
hairspray.
something.
You say Space Irish?
Yeah, that's what they wear. I think that's a fair assessment.
That's what they are.
Seriously, she should put on a shirt or a coat or something. Everyone else is bundled up. Oh yeah, things are getting worse. You were right.
The episode is on life support, Doctor.
So I think it took him like 1 day to basically film this episode because all Riker had to do was flutter his eyes in his sleep.
Is the reason Pulaski left the ship is she was tired of dealing with Riker's STDs? She just goes somewhere else.
She advanced her career so much by treating so many rare diseases that she made it back to Starfleet Medical.
Oh, some types of endorphins. Another some kind.
And and it's like it's halfway between a bacteria and a virus.
What does that mean? What does that mean, though?
Like
Oh, this
bacteria
is where-
replicate like normal organisms. Go ahead.
Okay, I think the implication is he caught a disease from every scene we're watching.
Okay. Sure. And
That
yeah,
makes
he's
sense, yeah.
he's gonna catch a disease from the ink here. That's fair.
I mean, he was swallowed up by the ink blob, and he came
Yeah.
out of printer ink. Saw a making of though. That he was covered in printer ink, basically. And then they reversed it when it spat him back out.
Oh yeah, if people are commenting on how the previous memories were about Riker's love interest, some of those messages might be getting automatically filtered out because they would match things that bots say sometimes. So just know I'm not deleting your messages. You're not banned or anything. It's just specific messages might be getting filtered.
On Troy, you do care.
With Troy's
that was-
weird space baby. Yeah, this episode was... Is the bad memories that the ship is recounting actually are bad memories of the worst episodes? Because, I mean, this episode was not great.
See the look on his face.
What, did he look happy?
Is that the episode where Troy got
No,
space
he
pregnant?
looked miserable.
Yeah, she got space pregnant. She had the space baby, and then everyone around the table was like deciding whether she was going to have an abortion, except Troy. Troy wasn't in on the debate.
Yeah.
And then Riker got really jealous that she was having a space baby without him.
Approximately 13
Tricordrazine.
minutes.
Since when do we use tricordrazine? Isn't it just regular cordrazine?
Nope.
Or is it tricordrazine because the situation is extra dire? It's triple dire.
It's kind of like how we don't use lithium anymore. We use trilithium or dilithium.
Yeah. No such thing as regular lithium.
Still got deuterium though.
Yeah, but deuterium is also just another 2 word. We don't just have regular hydrogen. Everything's deuterium.
Deuterium is real, though.
Yeah, it's a real thing, but they never use just regular hydrogen. Except maybe in that episode about Eyes in the Dark, One Moon Circles, that might have been regular hydrogen.
Yeah.
Why do I have a sunflower? Did I accidentally break a sunflower? I'll just put it out here. There you go.
I wonder if Lieutenant Clegg survived the Dominion War.
Him and his jaw?
If I had a memory where I beat up a Klingon that was a foot taller than me, that would be a good memory.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, they did say Riker's a fighter, so you would think. But no, it was just a lie. Riker is not a fighter. Where did I put my sticks? There's a full stack of sticks, but I don't want the full. Oh, they're in my inventory already.
Oh man, Riker does the best jump kick in all of Star Trek here.
Well, now I'm excited. I don't need the axes, because I'm going to be going down into some mines to find more iron. Totally superior. That's nice. Yeah, the Admiral uniform from season 1 and 2, it's pretty bad. Where did I put my mine entrance? I thought it was over here. Oh, no, it's over by the lava. That's right. I put it by the lava so I would always be able to see it. It's very glowy.
I love how unbelievably obvious all the stunt stand-ins are in the HD remaster. They are
It's fantastic.
such bad stunt people.
I love being able to look at a character. Oh, that is clearly not Admiral Quinn. Not even close.
That guy's like 25.
No, that adds so much enjoyment to the series. So you can just look at a guy's like, no, that's not Brent Spiner. That's not even close to Brent Spiner.
There are a lot of scenes too that I never noticed, but like in the HD transfer, you can see that a lot of the science stations in the back of the bridge are covered up with like some kind of non-reflective black material just to keep the lights from reflecting off of it, and it's really obvious in the HD transfer.
Interesting. I'd never noticed that. I'll have to look out more carefully. He can't withstand it. Do you need to give him more intense memories?
You have to use quadricortisine, or whatever it was.
No, that's going too far. Next, you'll be suggesting pentaquartazine.
Cover him with the glitter blanket.
Oh, Riker's all sweaty. He's gonna smell.
This is Pulaski's last episode?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, unfortunately. I am a huge Pulaski fan.
Yeah, man, Pulaski's great.
I liked her.
Anyone in the comments who says Pulaski is just a bad character, you're wrong. Shut up. No, I do think people are unfair to her. But I've said that a lot of times throughout all these watch-alongs.
Everything has its place.
These weird, like... Jonathan Frakes, what are you doing there? Jonathan, what is that face?
God. If crackheads actually had superpowers like that, the world would be fucking scary.
Did you just swear on my Star Trek stream?
Oh, sorry about that.
No, you're allowed to swear.
Okay.
That's me making fun of people who are against swearing in general.
We lose ad revenue though, so that's 50 cents out of Ryan's
I don't...
pocket.
Yeah. I lost a few cents. Oh no.
A few cents? That's like half your revenue.
Hey, I get revenue from the non-intakes. I get revenue from the other videos. Granted, those videos do get a lot less views, so a lot less money, but...
Just saying. Uh-oh, yeah, this one's great.
Another Jonathan Frakes is a good actor episode. Data, something's got me. It's a good line.
They dropped the phaser in the water? That can't have been on purpose.
Yeah, that was accidental.
Ooh, more iron. There's some gold, but I don't care. I'm not even going to bother to harvest it.
CGI.
Okay, I heard a skeleton. Yeah, is that just like a plastic mold of someone's
Yeah,
face?
that's a mask.
Yeah, that's just a mask. This is way too early for CGI. And
Yeah.
also CGI was nowhere near advanced enough to do liquid that well at that point.
It's like pre-reboot.
Well, I was thinking the alternative was going to be that they just made Jonathan Frakes open his mouth in the printer ink.
Yeah.
They probably wouldn't do that to him. Might be too much.
Black printer ink.
And Metamucil.
Yeah.
Oh, self-destruct sequence. I don't know, maybe I'm near a stronghold. I don't have any Eyes of Ender. I don't even have any Ender Pearls yet. So I'll have to find I'll have to find that later. Maybe I should do all the watch-along streams like this. Just always be playing Minecraft. I can make so much progress. Oh, there's Vaughn. Hey, Vaughn.
Who is Chorus?
Well,
What
he's
is
not
this?
Chorus. He's Vaughn Armstrong. This is from the episode where they're like Klingon terrorists and Worf has to decide between helping them or staying with the Enterprise. Where Captain Chorus here then threatens to shoot the warp core with a phaser later. It's a whole thing. Do silverfish only spawn near strongholds? Or can they just spawn elsewhere in general? I don't know. I guess I could look up the Minecraft wiki, but I have enough windows open right now.
This looks like a Borg set.
What kind of ship are they on? I don't... It's not a Klingon ship, I don't think.
I think it's a Tolarian freighter.
Tolarian freighter. Okay.
Why is Yar beaming at them? Where's Chief O'Brien?
He doesn't exist yet. No, his job is on the bridge. I think he's the pilot right now. Get rid of its rotten flesh. What's that? Gross. They can also spawn in Extreme Hills. Am I in Extreme Hills right now? Where does it say? No, I'm in Minecraft River, but I was over there before. Okay, here's mountains. You can see the biome right here, where my cursor is. Where was I when it spawned? Mountain biomes. Okay. Alright, we're speeding up the clip show. Now they're reusing the previous clips in their clip show. It's a lot of reused shots. Yeah, I was in a mountain biome. So that must be what spawned it. Wait, no, where's the... Oh, here it is.
I guess
The staircase.
the editors went on strike too. I'm not clipping any more shows.
I'm just making my way down to Y15, which is just a few more blocks down. As I'm sure we all know, that is the optimal... I went one too low. That is the optimal height to do some... Oh, no, it's 12. 12, excuse me. 12 is the optimal height to do strip mining for diamonds. 15 is for the ancient something in the nether. To get the netherite ingots. Ancient debris. Oh, we're playing the happy music. Is Riker okay now? Is he having a good time? Oh, here's some iron. We did it. We saved
He's a little
Riker.
anemic. Yeah.
It would have been nice to see Data promoted to first officer.
Yeah. Man, that thing they had around him really looked like a torture device, though. It looked like they was gonna just stab him all over the place.
It looks like that thing Laura used to like brainwash Jordy, or like 2 seasons later.
The Romulans are lore. Because
Remember
Jordy gets
both times.
brainwashed a few times.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard a spider. And there's running water. You won't be able to hear it on stream, but there's a spider over there. And running water over there. Riker, this is no time to be joking about your health. This is a serious situation.
Oh, Data and his jokes.
Oh, Data. We did it. We made it through the clip show. It's over.
Look, the music's for us.
All right, I'm going to finish off breaking this pickaxe, and then that'll be it. Let me pause the episode. It autoplayed episode 1 of season 3, which the lighting just immediately looks a lot better. I mean, look at that. Look at that lighting. It's so much better already. Very reflective.
Isn't it a different company that does the Blu-ray scaling
Maybe.
for each series? It's like 2 different companies or something like that.
All right, the pickaxe is broken. Minecraft is over. Close out of that. Tomorrow, are we on season 3 of DS9?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we just did House of Quark, so it'll be Equilibrium, which is probably about something. Oh, it's about Jadzia learning about the murder host. And then Second Skin, where Kira's turned into a Cardassian briefly. And The Abandoned, about a Jem'Hadar child. That should be good. I don't really remember The Abandoned or Equilibrium being that great. They might be, but I don't really remember. But Second Skin is very good. That's good.
Equilibrium does establish some of the Trill stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Abandoned establishes a lot of the Jim Hadar stuff that they don't know.
Next week for TNG is Evolution, which is hilarious in retrospect.
It has... Oh, who's that actor? The guy who plays the older scientist. I recognize him from something. I know what he looks like, but This guy.
He's another one of those character actors that's literally in everything.
Yeah. I feel like he's something I watched as a child. Like in a Disney TV program.
Oh. No, that's the guy from Scrubs, right? Isn't it?
I don't know, I don't watch Scrubs. That might be something he's in, but that won't be what I remembered him from. What's that guy's name? Hang on, we're gonna do this and then we'll end the season. Not end the season, end the show. End the stream. That's what it's called, it's a stream. Alright, I'm looking for stuff from like early 2000s. He was a bad guy in Babylon 5. I still need to watch that. I haven't seen that yet.
Pretty good.
Oh yeah, he was in Scrubs as Dr. Kelso. That's true. I feel like he's in something else, though. A series of unfortunate events, but that's the TV series. I never saw that. Gone in 60 Seconds. No, that's not something I've seen. Magnificent Seven. Oh, I still need to watch that. Homefront, I don't know what that is.
Maybe he's just got one of those faces.
But
you're right, I feel like it's a Disney Channel movie or like a Hallmark movie or something like that.
I don't know, it's not important. It's not important. So...
Thank you, chat.
Yep. everyone, stream is over. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. And we'll see you then. Go away.
Good time. Thank you.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Later.